Over the past few years, we've shown you several different ways to build an outdoor kitchen. The cheapest route, where you build it all from scratch, all by yourself. The far easier but still budget-conscious modular option. The less budget-conscious but couldn't be easier pre-assembled option. And now we're going to answer the question, what does the premium option actually look like? I'm David Gafford, and here at the Barbecue Lab, Melissa and I test the gear you're considering so you can buy with confidence and avoid regret. This is the Alysia outdoor kitchen from Fontana Elysia. It was designed by us in virtual reality, built in Italy, shipped across the ocean on pallets, and we assembled the entire thing ourselves in just a couple of days. In this video, we're putting it under the microscope to see if the quality actually justifies the price. Because if you're going to spend premium outdoor kitchen money, it better be built like it. But before we get started, let's address the elephant in the room. Fontana Elysia sent us this Alysia outdoor kitchen setup to review, and let's just be clear. We have this set up as an indoor kitchen studio to shoot YouTube videos. This is not the same size most people are putting in their backyard, but our goal here at the Barbecue Lab has always been to test everything from budget gear all the way up to the high-end stuff so you can see what the differences actually are. We're going to do our best to transparently share our thoughts and experience with you, but no, Fontana doesn't get to see this video before it goes live. We don't have marketing points to cover, and our thoughts are our own. So that being said, let's get started and figure out if the quality justifies the price. A few months ago, we shared our experience designing this kitchen ourselves. I would encourage you to go back and watch that next if you're actually considering any kind of outdoor kitchen build. But to catch you up if you missed that one, we designed this layout ourselves on the Fontana website, had a free virtual consultation with a member of the Fontana team, and were then able to see our design in this exact space using virtual reality before placing our order. So how close is the finished product to what we thought we were ordering? Honestly, 100%, and I'm not even exaggerating. How many times have I ordered something expecting a certain size only to be under or overwhelmed by what actually arrived? This kitchen is literally exactly what I expected. During the VR testing, we were able to walk around the cabinets and do everything short of opening the drawers, so we had already experienced it in the space it would fill. There were no surprises. It was exactly what I was expecting, except for one thing that we couldn't get a sense of in VR, and I'll get to that in just a minute. About a week after our order was placed, our delivery arrived. It came in a box truck with liftgate service. All of the cabinetry is shipped flat packed and stacked on a pallet, or in our case, the wooden crate housing the pizza desk for the Volta pizza oven. The 12mm thick Neolith countertops were all packaged individually and separately from the cabinets and were well reinforced in their packaging. Out of the 9 tops we received, none of them were cracked, chipped, or damaged in any way, which surprised me. In fact, none of the pieces we received had any degree of damage. Not a scratch or dent to be found on anything, which is sadly uncommon in the gear we received to test here at the lab. I invited a few of my buddies over to help me begin assembling the cabinets and drawers. As soon as we began unboxing the first piece, I realized something that I hadn't quite expected. These modular pieces are just built differently than anything I'd tested before. Each piece is really heavy and a lot more dense than I expected. It was kind of like opening up the firebox on my Outlaw Hoss and expecting it to feel the same as an Oklahoma Joe. All of a sudden, I realized, oh, this is one of the reasons why it costs more. The assembly got off to a slow start because our boxes were shipped with the European instructions rather than the American instructions. Hats off to any Europeans who could make more sense of that than we could, but my crew definitely required it to be spelled out a little bit differently. Thankfully, if that happens to anyone else, the American version of the assembly instructions are available for download from the Fontana website, as well as some simple assembly videos. All in all, once we got going with the proper instructions, each piece took an average of 45 minutes. depending on how many of the drawers were a part of the design, since they just take longer to assemble. In just a second, I'm going to walk you through the modular pieces in our design, but first, if you're getting value out of this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want more videos just like this. We explained in our design video a little about the thought process that went into the choices that we made, so I won't go into that too much now, but our design included 5 different modular pieces, some of which appear more than once. All of the pieces are 36 inches in height, 27.5 inches in depth, and include self-adjusting feet to help you achieve a perfectly level surface. The exterior is a weather-resistant powder-coated galvanized steel that can be ordered in a variety of colors if you want something different than the standard black. You can order your modular pieces with this 12mm Neolith countertop or without if you prefer to supply a custom countertop from elsewhere. The modular pieces all lock together with rear cutouts and pass-throughs available for running things like power, gas, and water lines. This is the Storage 90 cabinet. It's 90 centimeters or 35 inches wide with 3 huge soft close drawers. Each drawer can hold up to 40 pounds, and at 32 inches by 18.5 inches by 7.5 inches, these are high-capacity drawers. Because of the nature of what we do, we have more outdoor cooking accessories than most, and these drawers have finally made it easy for us to keep all of our outdoor cooking tools together and organized. This is the open shelf unit with the same outer dimensions as the Storage 90. Instead of 3 drawers, you see 3 open shelves, 2 of which include stainless steel panels. We like these for storing larger things like pots and pans, small appliances, and cutting boards. But if I'm honest, that's not how we'd use them if this kitchen were actually outdoors. We know all too well that critters love outdoor kitchens, and we would likely use these to store firewood and countertop cooking appliances. This unit is the Storage 65, measuring just 65 centimeters or 25.6 inches in width. The top drawer can support up to 40 pounds and can still fit a substantial amount in spite of its smaller width than the Storage 90. The bottom drawer has a bracket to house a standard trash bin or dual pellet bins. We're using it for trash, but I really like the idea of 2 watertight bins for charcoal and wood pellet fuel in here. The trash can does not come with the cabinet and will need to be purchased separately, but I'll link to the can that we've found to fit the best down in the description. The sink unit is also 65 centimeters wide and comes with a stainless steel sink and faucet, but you can always swap those out with something custom if you prefer. There are access points in the rear and in the base, offering multiple options for plumbing runs. In our case, where no plumbing is available at all, we've set up a self-contained water system where we pump clean water from a 5-gallon jug into the sink and then capture all of the wastewater into a separate container below. This is the Prism One system that I discovered at the HPB Expo a few weeks ago, and it was the perfect solution for this setup where plumbing wasn't available. I admit, running plumbing to our DIY outdoor kitchen was weeks of work, and this system took us less than 15 minutes to install, which I loved. If you want to learn more about this or any of the other products mentioned in this video, check out the links down in the description below or scan this QR code for those of you watching on TV. And make sure you stick with us because in just a minute, I'm going to share some discount codes that you can save money on your upcoming build. This unit here is the Fridge 65. It can be ordered with or without the fridge unit itself. We ordered just the framing to house the fridge plus the countertop. We've installed the REFR 2D from RCS Grills as our refrigerator. Now, we installed RCS appliances and fixtures in our outdoor kitchen at home, so we knew that we wanted to use RCS again in this spot. Their new glass door refrigerator had the look that we wanted here at the lab for video, and we'll have more on this model soon. At 65 centimeters wide, the Fridge 65 can accommodate any standard outdoor rated refrigerator while still maintaining the consistent look and functionality of the rest of your kitchen. And yes, that includes wine fridges as well. The Alysia offers three different options when it comes to cooking appliances. The first and most obvious for the Fontana Forni brand is an outdoor oven. These could be installed on top of any of the counters or separately on a pizza desk like what we have here. We chose the pizza desk so that we would have the flexibility to roll our oven outside to use since we house it inside our barn studio. The second type of cooking appliance offered is a gas grill, more specifically a Lynx professional line or Lynx Sedona gas grill. You can get it either in natural gas or propane. Because there isn't a standard cutout size required from brand to brand, pretty much any modular kitchen that you find will have a similar limitation when it comes to appliance options. The third option, which perhaps offers the greatest flexibility, is the Kamado shelf, allowing you to install whatever Kamado grill you prefer. There are also several outdoor rated flat top griddle options that can be used on the countertop rather than having them recessed, so that's also a possibility as well. I know that both Le Griddle and Eno have great options for builds like this. You can even store the griddles down on a shelf when they're not in use to keep that clean look going if that's what you wanted. Since our use case is an indoor studio, we're sans grills in our build because proper ventilation to code is more than $3,000 per foot. For now, we have some fun things in store in the near future on how we'll be cooking here in this kitchen. If you're thinking about an oven for your build, Fontana has a wide variety of outdoor ovens available. Wood burning, propane, and natural gas models. But if you're interested in learning more about the hybrid Volta that does it all, we've linked to that video down in the description below and up here in the card. Now, we started this video trying to decide if this kitchen is worth the premium price tag. So let's start by looking at the benefits and drawbacks of buying a modular outdoor kitchen. The first benefit to me is the ease of design. Each piece is a plug-and-play setup, so you're not measuring drawer heights and offsets and all of the more complex elements of outdoor kitchen design when you do it yourself DIY. Secondly, modular design makes changes and additions easy as life changes. If you want to add to your kitchen, you can buy another piece or two in the future. With our DIY build, what's done is done, and it would take a sledgehammer to modify the build, and we're not going there. Third, it's the ease of the actual build process. Our kitchen took us over 11 months to build, and the mortar and brickwork, reverse pouring countertops, and concrete board process, it still gives me nightmares if I'm honest. The biggest drawback to modular outdoor kitchen design, I think, is that you can't build in whatever grill or appliances you want wherever you want them. If you're convinced, for instance, like you want a warming drawer built into a cabinet, this modular route probably isn't for you, and custom is the way to go. Now, I know I could use price as a positive or a negative point here, but that really all depends on your perspective. I know that there are multiple brands of outdoor kitchens that are modular that cost over $3,000 per linear foot. Custom outdoor kitchen builds can easily be much higher than that. On the less expensive side, there are some modular kitchens that cost around $400 per linear foot. The Alysia outdoor kitchen comes in at right around $1,000 per linear foot, which is why I call this a premium modular kitchen. You could spend way more and also much less, so each to their own on that point. I personally think that the Alysia punches above its price point when compared to the kitchens 2 and 3 times the price, and I fully recognize that you'll have to take my word with a grain of salt since this kitchen was sent to us to review. However, we're genuinely asking ourselves if there's anything at all that would have disappointed us had we invested in this personally. And I truly can't think of a thing. Everything from the design process to the consultation to the order and the delivery. I mean, there was the instructions mix up, but that was so minor and easily solvable. The pieces all assembled easily and leveling them wasn't that difficult at all. The overall quality of what we've put together only exceeded my expectations versus what I came in expecting. Yes, we saved a ton of money DIYing our outdoor kitchen back at home, but I've been really honest about the mistakes we made in the process, and the things that we wish we would have done differently. Yes, we had the freedom to fully customize it however we wanted, but that wasn't necessarily a good thing. We designed it ourselves, and we're not designers. Some of the decisions we made in hindsight were honestly dumb, but we didn't realize the flaws in our plan until the project was already finished and in use. And at that point, we were fully committed. Sure, we saved ourselves money by not hiring a contractor to do it for us, but we literally spent every spare minute of 11 months to do it all ourselves. At some point, your time and energy has value as well, and that needs to be a consideration. In contrast, this kitchen also didn't require a contractor, and we still built it ourselves with the help of friends, but it only took us a couple of days. Like I said earlier, most people will never put a kitchen of this size in their backyard and are probably already down in the comments giving us hate for even exposing our audience to such a luxury option. However, I know some people want to build a high-quality prefab outdoor kitchen without having to hire a contractor, and they hopefully appreciate the opportunity to see the Alysia kitchen in real life before making their decision to buy. The Alysia is a top-notch modular kitchen for those who can afford it, but I recognize it might be sitting outside your current budget. If you're still looking at other more affordable modular kitchen setups, here are my suggestions for what to look for. Make sure all the materials are weather and rust resistant. You can't really throw a cover over your kitchen or roll it into your garage when it rains, so it needs to be made of quality materials that are up to the task. Also, you'll want drawers and cabinets that will keep the rain and critters out. They need to be sealed well and completely waterproof, or you're in for a lot of frustration. Make sure the countertop is durable and not prone to scratching. I've managed to put a decent-sized permanent scratch on a countertop or two in the past, and it's super frustrating. There's a lot more, but I'd say those are probably my top 3 non-negotiables. We've now shown several very different ways to build an outdoor kitchen, from DIY builds all the way up to premium modular systems like this one. The right choice really comes down to your budget, your space, and how permanent you want that outdoor kitchen to be. If the Alysia piques your interest, be sure to use the links in the description along with the code BBQLABVIP to access exclusive pricing. We have discount codes and VIP pricing available for many of the items we've covered in this video, so scan the QR code on the screen or check those out in the description below. I'm David. Behind the camera and the organizer of all drawers is Melissa. Be sure to hit like if you got value, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.